Yes, sir.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Hey, we the real Hebrews are like we come in week out, day in, day out to prophesy the downfall and destruction of America, also known as Babylon the Great, according to the Holy Scripture. Before we get started, we want to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who was. Shalom, Wakasala, Bakiar, peace and mercy to the elect.
Let's go.
We the brothers from the GMS Cleveland Church back in the spirit to prophesy the downfall and destruction of this place, the hope for year of our deliverance. We were just mentioning that. We could be out of here within months. And the destruction and judgment of Esau Edom, which we can't, we hasten it a day for the Heavenly Father to manifest that prophecy. Mm-hmm. We destroy these devils and put them in shackles and manacles and put them in subjection under us, man. All right, but until then, we're gonna do what? We're gonna do what the scriptures say. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna give them warning. You know what I'm saying? Because we have a warning. That's why we even still doing these lessons, you know, because we still warning. Really, we want the only ones that are going to take heed to the warning is the elect. So technically, that's what we warning. You know what I'm saying? And once the elect, they've
received his word.
After they've received, you know what I'm saying? They've been sealed in their forehead, pursuant to the scriptures. All right, Revelation 7 shot in their forehead. Then the Heavenly Father gonna bring the destruction. But the title of this lesson for this evening, going into Babylon, is on a countdown. You know, it's like life support. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's like being diagnosed with stage 4 cancer, and the doctor, they give you a certain amount of time to live. You got 2 months. You hear me? Babylon, which Babylon, it basically is referring to Esau Edom, man. All right. So, like I said, when the doctor, you get diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. They give you a certain amount of time to live, but then it's like that hourglass. All right, if they go through the hourglass, time start ticking. Okay, you know, so circle in the drain. Okay, you know, so you got them precepts that the
Oh yeah. So as elder brother Damian was saying, the title of this video or this lesson is going to be called Countdown of Babylon the Great, because we are on the countdown, man. Like Pastor already keeps saying, and his recent videos, like we count days and months now. You know what I'm saying? And as far as the scriptures talk about in Exodus 9th chapter, it says how to say count the
measure the time,
measure the times. Measure the times, and we're measuring times through what prophecies is taking place, man. Okay. And what you have right now is Trump, my guy Trump, he said he's going to pursue those tariffs. And he got tariffs on China, tariffs on Mexico, and tariffs on Canada. Now, with that being said, Canada, they supply energy and oil to U.S. Okay, Mexico, they supply produce. I know this personally because when the summertime hit, them watermelons, them big ass watermelons, it says produce in Mexico. The real watermelons. Okay. All right. The guacamoles and all that stuff like that, man. Okay. So Mexico produce a lot of produce. We get a lot of produce from them. All right. And then what else? The one I said, the third one.
Guacamoles.
No. You said Mexico, Canada, and
what was the last one? Mexico, Canada, Mexico,
China.
Okay, yeah, China. China supplies us with a lot of electronics, man. Okay, that's why I say it's made in China, man. All right, now these things that Trump that put them tariffs on, and we're going about to feel the effects of it in inflation, man, like a motherfucker, man. So these people are scared as fuck, man. And then you got the layoffs that Trump has been done. You know what I'm saying? These layoffs left and right, which a lot of you women, man, you really about to see what it is to be a man. All right, you had that whole Gabrielle Union. It's like I'm in a segue. She's talking about she don't want to do 50-50 Dwayne Wade no more, man. Because now you women starting to see what it really is to be a man. Okay, because there ain't no when you providing provisions and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Ain't no cutoff to it when you a man.
Yeah.
It ain't like you can't fucking stop, man. With the women, she want to have her man take over.
Yeah.
With a man, you can't fucking stop, man. You got to provide them provisions for life, man.
It falls on you.
It falls on you, man.
He's answering the point, right? Because like you can't choose to be independent or not.
Yeah.
You see that with women, like I said, they strong, independent one moment. Then for the next 2 years, I'm gonna be put up with a man taking care of you. Like the other said, with a man, you gotta figure it out. Your ass gonna be homeless, bro. That's what it is.
Yeah, man. Hell fucking yeah. Oh, get that Psalms 10 chapter.
Psalms chapter 10, verse 5. His ways are always grievous, thy judgments are far above out of his sight.
Mm-hmm.
As for all his enemies, he puffeth at them.
Yeah, as for all his enemies, he puff at them. He saw Edom, saw DJ Trump. He's puffing. He's talking shit against these other nations, man.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? He said, look, I'm going to put tariffs on you. I'm going to put tariffs on you because I got to make the American economy strong again, man. Okay? And then at the same time, these other nations like, man, who the fuck are you?
Yeah.
Okay? And you had Canada. They said, listen, you put in Canada time, they said, okay, we're going to put tariffs back on you.
Yeah.
Okay? Fuck you. All right? Because they not about to stand for this shit no more, man. All right? Then and like I said, you being proud on DJ Trump, that's how we know, man. You might be that guy. You might be that fucking guy, man. Okay.
And even their allies, as for the enemies, they puff at them. Even his allies, man.
Canada is an ally. They're part of NATO.
Yeah. Come and say that's what's going on right now. You see the chat about Trump and NATO. Yes, he acquired 5% of the other NATO countries. The NATO countries, the GDP, is going towards 5% going towards defense, man. But the majority of them don't meet that requirement. So talking about basically they're gonna pull their aid. So basically that whole Article 5 in NATO, where one country gets attacked, they all respond. But look, if your GDP ain't meeting to the 5% defense, then America ain't gonna help you. Which will leave them right open for Russia or any of the major countries open for attack.
It's an article that just came out today, like 20 hours ago. It says America is no longer the leader of the free world. And in Canada, we are on war footing. So you see what we sound strong. These people gearing up, man. You know what I'm saying? They see what America's doing.
The BRICS is the leaders of the free world. They possess the majority of the global GDP, like the GDP, the global domestic product.
Gross domestic.
Gross domestic product, man. Go ahead, y'all.
Yeah, did you want that Obadiah now? Or?
Yeah, get that over there.
It's Obadiah. This is Obadiah verse 6. It says, how are the things of Esau searched out? How are the hidden things sought up? All the men of thy confederacy, right? And what you go pretty much going to confederacy is pretty much like to make a lead. Yeah, lead with. Yep.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Meaning with Confederacy, like a lead.
Yep. It says, all the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. It says,
right. That's why the scripture says, the beast shall hate the whore. Right. That's another scripture that you can parallel with the precept that we read here in the book of Obadiah. The book of Obadiah, what verse?
Verse 7.
The 7th verse, man. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
It says, all the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee.
Stop. Now you got DJ Trump.
Yeah.
Okay. He is at NATO and EU because they do not want to. He said, listen, you have to meet a certain percentage of your budget spending as far as on war. Okay. You have to meet a certain budget amount far as your spending on war, man.
Yeah, they defense budget.
Yeah. There you go. Defense budget. That's what I'm hitting at. Okay. And then the nations, man. All right. They saying like listen, man. Okay. We're going to go according to our plans, man. We're gonna work on our time. All right, and then that's a part of the other nations hating the horde. Revelation 17 chapter, man. So we can see things lined up perfectly, man. The Heavenly Father's work his hand. You got it.
It's just finishing it out. It says, the men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee, right? It said, right, because you gotta understand too, like with these, because remember when we went into the word confederacy, which pretty much to make a league, being a league with or allegiance with. So these countries that have made a league with America or vice versa, they're really not in alignment with each other. It's like some of these things, like these pacts and these agreements and shit like that, they've been pretty much forced upon. You know what I'm saying? Babylon pretty much used their military might to force them to sign certain deals and to get with a certain get down, lay down. You know what I'm saying? Hammer the earth. The water.
You just
I
got you. Yeah, let me see this because it's before it escaped my mind.
Yeah.
Trump said that too. He said, "Listen, man, these countries that's not going to meet that percentage as far as a budget spending and military, listen, if they're not going to pay, we're not going to defend." Okay, that's why this dude Zelensky, he got put on front of the news because he cut their asses off, man. So it's all about meeting this make America great again type shit. Where he's cutting everybody's ass off.
Yeah.
Trump.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, so you NATO nations, you EU nations, all right. Trump is cutting everybody off, man. All right, if you not gonna do appear to what he's saying, you know what I'm saying? That's part of the horde, man. They so hate the horde. You gotta.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say, that's part of the prophecies that's mentioned in the scriptures in Daniel's second chapter.
Yeah.
When our forefather, you see that image of gold and the breastplate of silver and brass and iron and miry clay. That's the feet. So that represents the end.
Right.
So it coincides with the fact that Babylon is on the countdown.
Yeah.
Well, it's been on the countdown. It says, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It says the ancient Babylon.
Yeah.
You feel me? You know? So it was another point that I want to make. Lord, wouldn't it come back to me, man? But yeah, the prophecy about somewhere basically the iron and miry clay, meaning what? Some of them go be strong, and some of the allies is go be weak. That's what that's going into. And then the fact that we're in that time period in history and prophecy, what's next, right? It says Babylon is on the countdown. Took the countdown to what? To the destruction of this place. Yep. Because what was the end all be all for that statue that our forefathers see? Yahweh Shai, Hamashiach, the stone. You know what I'm saying? It broke that bitch to pieces.
Yeah, right. It's just real quick. This is going exactly what elders and brothers going into. It says, this is a quick statistic. It says in 2023, the U.S. spent $916 billion on its military, which was over 40% of the world's total military spending. So this is what we see, like the elder bringing out the fact that that's what happened. Trump was talking. I believe you sent the article in the chat today. Was talking about Trump was saying, look, if the NATO nations they don't have at least 5% of their GDP going to the defense and military, then basically Article 5 is going to be revoked. We ain't going to defend you if like it's attacked. Which again, like that video with the New York Prepper, I watched it. Little woman do a lesson on that. Literally, he was saying like, bro, that's basically going to cause World War III because then that's going to leave the door open for Russia to go invade Europe, whatever they want to do, because they know America ain't going to back them up.
Yep. Yeah. Good. Great point.
Very good.
I'm finishing it out, then y'all got it back. Back in Obadiah, verse 7. It says, all the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. It says, they that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. It says, there is none understanding in him. And then even bringing the point where it says, and the men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. Right. And that's that. And that parallels with what the brothers are going to about Revelation, man. Why did it say that they against thee? Because they're gonna eventually turn on the sword and they're gonna prevail against this place, man. Because them nations that's in alignment, that's gonna eventually turn on the horde. You gotta understand, they all have some type of ought against Babylon, bro.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? They're gonna come to that conclusion, like, oh, you hate Babylon for that reason, you hate America for this reason, oh, they did us wrong too, they did you wrong too. So they're gonna turn against this place for all the corruption and the things that this place has done. America did not get those nations in league with on board with America because of its righteousness. They did it by ill-gotten gain, dirty tactics, deceit. Forcefully, yes, man. Right. And whenever you have a relationship that's built upon fear and force, it's not genuine. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the example was this guy Zelensky. So they that ate that bread. Now we were funding Ukraine with weapons and money and shit like that. Now they need to sort because Trump said we're not gonna supply you no more if you don't make a deal with Russia. And this guy Zelensky, you know what I'm saying? He was all about that war. Real quick, get that Psalm 140 and 1.
It's Psalms 140 verse 1. It says, "Deliver me, O Lord, from the evil man." It says, "Preserve me from the violent man." It says, "Which imagine mischief in their heart.
Yes.
Continually are they gathered together for war."
Continue or they gather together for war.
Yep.
Now this dude Zelensky, he don't want to cut the war off, man. Why the fuck you don't want to have a ceasefire, man, or a cease on the war, man? Because them guys is they profit off that shit, man. And then like you know what I'm saying, it's a whole thing about like I said, it's all about the money, man. It's really all about the money, and they have an alternate agenda, man. All right,
Flocky.
Yeah, I got y'all. But this continue on they gather together for war, man, because war is a money making thing, man. All right, and then not only that, sorry, I forgot my point.
I was gonna say Zelensky's a small hat, and he's a puppet. Prior to him, remember he just recently got in there, like maybe 2, 3, maybe 4 years ago, just recently. Within that time span, I forget the president that was there before him, but they removed him out of there. You know what I'm saying? And they put Zelensky in there, man. That dude, literally, he's a 48er. He's
Damn.
He's a puppet, bro.
Yeah. They Trump he just put tariffs on Russia because like what you're saying, like remember Trump was he was making that a big deal, right?
Yeah.
About it's costing too much money. Stuff like basically Zelensky is in it for the money and stuff like that. And he was like, why won't you just stop it? Why you want the war to keep going?
Yeah.
So he like, all right, well, let's all right, you're not gonna stop. Well, I'm gonna put tariffs on Russia to try to make them stop. So they just came out today about them putting tariffs on Russia to try to make them stop the war in Ukraine.
Yeah, which we mentioned it on several occasions. The word tariff is a tax.
Yes.
So basically, they try to tax Russia to export certain of their goods and services, if you will, into the United States. That's what they basically do. But the thing about it is, because you had the one dude on his one channel, I forget the bigger name.
Yeah.
He was mentioning about how because you got something known as an economic hitman, you know what I'm saying, and that's usually associated with tariffs, you know, like taxes and things of that nature. But he was mentioning on how they basically just had other sources of income. You know, they outsourced it to other countries, like for instance with their petroleum or their oil, right? You know, that they used to ship to Britain or something. The thing is, the Esau Edom, the Americans, they tried to basically destroy their economy by putting tariffs on them. But I say that to say this, that shit didn't work. They just went around it. You know what I'm saying? They made other deals with other countries that's not associated with America, like China, for instance. Russia, they started because they couldn't sell their oil to the allies of America because that's what that tariff consists of. They can't sell it to America or their allies.
Which hurts America's allies.
Yep, which hurts America. It does, like Britain. That's what I was thinking about with their oil or their petroleum exportation. The Russians. So what the Russians did, they went and made a deal with Moab, all right, and in exchange for Moab buying petroleum and gas and things of that nature. The agreement with Moab was they buying oil and shit from Russia. Russia agreed to buy Chinese-made vehicles. You know what I'm saying? Because the tariffs that's on China, they can't sell their cars to America. So you ain't no Hondas and no motherfucking Supras or whatever car that manufacturer that Hondas own. They can't export that shit into none of the NATO EU countries, man. So what they did, they fucking made a deal with Russia because like the dude was saying in the video, man, America is not like the powerhouse that it once was. You
Yeah.
can't just, you know what I'm saying? You can't just throw your weight around. It ain't like it used to be. You know what I'm saying? You know, so I was just saying that in regards to the terrorists, because that's what they always try. That's what they do that for, to try to destroy your economy. Look at Cuba. You know what I'm saying? Look at Cuba, for instance. But then Cuba's still able to survive. You know why? Because they got interest in Russia. Russia still do business with them, man. You know what I'm saying? So that's how they even still able to. Ever since the fucking Cuban Missiles crisis in the fucking 80s, they had terrorists on Cuba, man. You know, that's why Cuba, they have a lot of American-made vehicles over there, and they can't get no American-made parts for those cars to fix the vehicles and none of that shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? So of course the Cubans, they Israelites, the Manassites, so they innovative people. They know how to motherfucking make some shit shake because they jakes in general. But yeah, man, that's what them terrorists do. They try to, but that shit deep, man.
Try to handicap.
I just want to make a correction because I don't know if it fully went through. But Trump, he basically what he said based on the fact that Russia is absolutely pounding Ukraine on the battlefield right now, I am strongly considering large-scale banking sanctions and tariffs on Russia until a ceasefire and final settlement.
Well, that's why they got BRICS. They already moved and transitioned into another system.
Right.
Because the thing about the terrorists, like we went over on previous like studies and shit, they goes into like the SWIFT. Remember the SWIFT is society Salaki. Don't get it. Hold on, back up if I can't think of it. Salaki. I know it deal with like international financial transactions. I know what it is. Worldwide. I forget what the S stand for, but the W is worldwide, and the I is international trade. Man, just read it out.
It's like
It's all good.
let's mortgage what's going on article, and then let you call it as you as something.
I got real quick. I got a definition. Is
Because it all that's a part of it too. That's what they did. That's what the tariffs and the taxes do too. They ain't allowed to use the SWIFT system to make transactions and shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's why they created the BRICS to go around that shit, man, to circumvent that shit. You know what I'm saying? That's why Russia did it. Man, they ain't worried about them fucking tariffs, and China either. They don't give a fuck because they don't need America as a buyer, if you will. They don't need you to buy their merchandise and their fucking products no more. They can sell it to other fucking people, like individuals that's a part of BRICS. India, Brazil, motherfucking China. Like that's basically what they saying. It's really a slap in your motherfuckers, your America's face, because these Americans try to be all stout and proud and shit. Hey man, that shit gonna fuck this economy up. But read it real quick.
It
And
says
then
SWIFT.
read what the other one, bro.
Society for Worldwide Interbank Financial Telecommunications. Like I said, and that's a system they use with their economics. Like I said, the other said, you know what I'm saying, the other nations going around. That's why Trump too, like the deal, but said, with the New York Prepper. That's why even with the argument with Zelensky in the Oval Office and shit, that's why he's trying to get Zelensky to fucking get stepped down. That's why they said in the video they said they basically the U.S. has removed their intelligence. You know, they got their CIA and all these different alphabet groups to get intelligence shit. Basically, they're not going to share with Ukraine anymore to get them to just fucking quit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's called the BRICS Pay, BRICS PN.
Yeah.
Pay network.
Yeah, because it's basically it's basically like they developing a internet, you know, so they could do transactions, bro.
Right,
Just like it's basically to counteract, if you will, or to oppose the SWIFT, the whole SWIFT system, bro. You know what I'm saying? And none of our people know nothing about the SWIFT, and they don't know shit about none of this, man. They don't know what a tariff is, man. You know what I'm saying? Even if it hit them in the face, they still wouldn't know what a tariff is, man. Majority of our people, man. They motherfucking learn a new line dances while this bitch going on the countdown. You know?
You don't appreciate it?
No, the brother wanted something.
Yeah, that's all. Yeah, that's all.
Okay.
Con, this is from the Newsbreak app. All right, from 4 days ago. It says Trump says 25% tariffs on Mexican and Canadian imports will start Tuesday with no room for delay. All right, this is the Associated Press. It says President Donald Trump said Monday that 25% taxes on imports from Mexico and Canada will start Tuesday, sparking renewed fears of a North American trade war that already showed signs of pushing up inflation and hindering growth. Right, so there's basically this trade war, all right, that Donald Trump is entering into. All right, you got these different economists. They're basically, they see how the American economic what's the word, economy is going to fail, and how inflation is going to rise due to these different tariffs in these trade wars. It says tomorrow, 25%.
If I could add, that's why Trump had mentioned. He said the American people will feel the sting. It's gonna affect us. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna affect us like a motherfucker. Hyperinflation will kick in. You know, all the price you saw, we kind of already saw with the eggs and all that shit.
Right, exactly.
Oh, yeah. And you should say it's the beginning. Adding on your point, you could say it's only the beginning of sorrow.
Right.
It's only gonna get worse. Like I said, but when you watch it, I said I watched like twice the video you sent. That was so cold. People go into it. Side note, we're gonna show you watch us. He talking about World War III is inevitable. It says in the Bible. My nigga, where the fuck you get that from?
Yeah.
Anyway,
Exactly.
like I said, to show you Lord is a master chess player, because like the different moves and stuff he had these leaders make is just so cold how we see it's all be translating to what the scriptures say. You know?
Yeah.
You know,
It says tomorrow tariffs.
Somebody go. Who got that Jeremiah 50?
Right, I can write out it.
Go ahead, get to that.
It says 25% on Canada and 25% on Mexico, and that'll start. Trump told reporters in the Roosevelt Room they're going to have a tariff. Trump has said the tariffs are to force the two U.S. neighbors to step up their fight against fentanyl trafficking and stop illegal immigration. But Trump has also indicated that he wants to eliminate the America's trade imbalances as well and push more factories to relocate in the United States. And that's pretty much it, man. Just going into basically how these different trade wars and these different tariffs he's imposing is so that he can expand. You know, he's trying to make Canada a 51st state. He's talking about making the he's trying to also gain the Gulf, not the Gulf. Yes, the Gulf of Mexico's too. He's trying to the Panama Canal. He's trying to gain over there in Gaza, the Gaza Strip. So he's basically just trying to expand America, like someone else who we know, biblical in history, Nero, and it's all gonna blow up in his face.
I gotta get this real quick. Let's get that.
must.
Right. It's Micah chapter 2 and 1. It says, "Woe to him that devises iniquity and work evil upon their beds." It says, "When the mourners light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand, and they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage." Man. Yeah, so even all these places that Donald Trump and these other politicians, they're trying to go out there, stake a claim, you know what I'm saying, just take over, or, like this is all a part of prophecy, man. That's how Esau rolled, man. Even in the Maccabees, they tell you that in the first chapter, they tell you that that's pretty much like
multiplied.
Yeah, bro. But even before the end, it tell you that when they was
They wanted to conquer.
right, they wanted to go out and conquer, the lands. That's pretty much Esau's MO. You know what I'm saying? Like this nigga can't say he need to keep it at home. You know what I'm saying? This nigga gotta just go around just messing with people, man, taking their lands, coveting stuff, stealing. Yeah, okay.
So it's Jeremiah 50 and 13 here, right?
Mm-hmm.
It says, "Because of the wrath of Yahweh, Bahashim Hawashai, it shall not be inhabited, but it shall be wholly desolate. Everyone that goeth by Babylon shall be astonished,
Yeah, it's America. This place is gonna be complete desert. Go ahead.
and hiss at her plagues."
Mm-hmm.
Keep on going.
Yep.
"Put yourselves in array against Babylon, round about. All ye that bend the bow, shoot at her.
Yeah, the boat is the nuclear missiles.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Spare no arrows,
Yep.
for she have sinned against Yahweh."
What's
Yeah,
that?
the
What's
bow
that?
is the silos, and then the arrows is the nuclear missiles. Right.
That's right. That's right.
Look at it.
what is the military term for a stolen missile?
Broken
Arrow.
arrow.
Broken arrows. Wow, yeah.
Mhm.
Keep going.
Shout against her round about. She hath given her hand, her foundations are fallen.
Mhm.
Yeah, and that's what the nation's doing. They just talking against this bitch. You
Uh,
know what I'm saying? They're coming against this bitch. They saying, oh, you should have never did Zelensky like that. You know,
Yeah.
and you know who all saying that? The NATO and the European allies.
Yep.
They allies and said that like Zelensky, we stand with you. You know, he's a good man, and he was ambushed in the White House. This was their allies saying about that whole situation at the Oval Office with fucking Donald Trump and that goddamn nigga, that demon JD Vance. How they ambushed my nigga Zelensky and that motherfucker was like I said last time, that nigga Zelensky was prophesying on them niggas. Y'all niggas ain't safe, nigga. Y'all think y'all really safe, nigga? And that's what pissed them devils off. That's what pissed them off when he said it was gonna happen to them. They don't want to hear that shit, bro, because these motherfuckers, they don't never want to hear the truth. You know, like Scripture talk about, they cast the truth behind them. Even though as niggas, you niggas do that, but we use it for this devil too, man.
He said Russia. He said Russia did it. They basically did what they wanted to do to us. You think they ain't gonna do it to y'all? That's what Zelensky was saying. In that article that came out, it was like,
yeah, and that's prophesied in the scriptures. The scriptures talk about that in Ezekiel the 30th chapter, man. All right, God the Lord put hooks in their jaws. Because the thing about it, that's the spirit too. The hooks in their jaws, the Lord turned them back to their old USSR spirit, right? Because now Russia, they kind of like bigging America up. They was bigging them up for doing that shit to Zelensky, bro. They was like, they fuck with Trump and do, you know what I'm saying? But according to the scriptures, because we know who America his loyalty lies, where their loyalty lies to the small hats over there. The 1948 JOOs over there, that motherfucker, man. All right, you know, and the scripture prophesied that the least of the flock shall draw them out. That's what's gonna bring everybody into World War III, the War of Armageddon, because America is just the military might, man. You know, like the scripture talked about the three unclean spirits, like frogs. You know, we know the three, man. You know, so
I was gonna add to you because I got what you quoted from Reuters. The article, it says EU leaders agree on defense surge because they had an emergency summit for Ukraine. Support the Zelensky after USA.
Yeah, right. Because they signed the agreement, but they keep it in the bargain. The Article 5. That's what it's fucking said in the goddamn agreement. They're like, hold on, well, why the fuck is we gotta make? We already agreed to this set amount of rules and requirements. It's already set in stone. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's the spirit too. That's another thing with you fucking devils. With a pen, when a king signs something into law, it can't be changed, man. That's why.
That's so cold because I look at the scriptures like Xerxes, and even when he wanted to repeal some, when you go in the scriptures, he said, "Look, I already signed off. I gave my word. I can't go back. You know what I'm saying? That's why he added the point where look, the Israelites can defend themselves. You know what I'm saying? His victory's got imperial, man. You know what I'm saying? Because they go to show you kings used to honor their word, but Esau, they said with the Article 5, the American Edomite, he feels like I can break it whenever I want to. That's why the rest of their own Edomites, man, like, boy, man, what the fuck this dude, man?
That's that Psalms 50 chapter where it says he had broken like covenants.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
His word is smoother than butter. You know what I'm saying? Because they speak with a forked tongue. You know what I'm saying? You know, they say one thing, but then they do something completely different for that. That's why you can't trust these devils. That's why the scriptures warned us about trusting these motherfucking devils. You know what I'm saying? You know, they humble and go crouching. You know, as if they can never hurt a fucking fly. You know, but all along they got fucking skeletons in their closet, man. You know, they're like Jeffrey fucking Dahmer, bro. Like literally, they're like Jeffrey Dahmer. This motherfucker soft spoken. He wasn't for the fly. This nigga got niggas' heads in the freezer.
Bro, I think if it wasn't Jeffrey Dahmer, what was the other one? Charles Manson. One of them niggas, I watched a documentary on one of them niggas years ago. One of them niggas had like a rod, a chopped off rod.
Oh yeah, what he said.
It's in a little box, bro.
Yeah, that's Jeffrey Dahmer, the nigga who went to OSU.
That's
He
crazy.
went to Ohio State University. He was a phlebotomist. You know, the ones who draw your blood and shit. That's what a phlebotomist is. That's what he was. He was doing that shit in Ohio, bro. Whacking niggas up here.
And that's why the scriptures say this man is greatly despised.
Yes.
Great. The scriptures don't just say certain things just because it's there. It said greatly, greatly. I mean, motherfuckers hate your ass, man. Even on people.
I say that even his own Edomite brother, like the elder said earlier, it's the EU and NATO countries that's like, man, like they look at him some type of way, man. He constantly goes back on his deals, and he's always doing something like he doesn't look at it like, okay, this is a group thing. He looks at NATO and EU as how it can benefit America solely.
Yep, and that's why even the scripture mentioned about how thy mother charity shall be so confounded, like ashamed. That's in the book of Jeremiah, and that's referring to Britain, because America is of the eight. Of the eight, if I'm mistaken.
Yes, in Revelation.
Yeah, Revelation.
No,
it's of the eighth. It's of the eighth. If I'm mistaken, it's the eighth. If I'm mistaken,
it's of the eighth. Yeah, I get it for you.
17.
Yeah, if you got it, go ahead. Get it. I'll put it.
Yeah.
Because that's where America materialized, for lack of a better term. You know what I'm saying? You had the 13 colonies. You know what I'm saying? And then they broke off and did their thing. But go ahead.
Yeah, this is Revelations 17 and 10. It says, and there are 7 kings, 5 are fallen, and one is, and the other is not yet come.
Right, which brother should know that the 7. You know what I'm saying?
The 7: Germania Major, Germania Minor,
the
Spanish, the French,
Greeks,
the
Romans. Yep. And then
Great Britain. Yep.
And then the 5 of those that was falling was the Spanish, the French, the Spanish, the French, the Greeks,
Germania Major, and Germania Minor.
Okay, yeah. Go ahead.
It says,
It said one is something
right
during the time of the Roman Empire.
There you go. Go ahead.
Yeah, because that's during the time that our forefathers, John the Revelator, he had this vision right here. So that's the one that is during the time of the Roman Empire, like the card said. Go ahead.
Yep, and it said, and the other is not yet come.
That's Britain. Yep, that's the other.
Columbus.
Yeah, right, because that's what it started with. It started with Spain, with Cristobal Columbus, Queen Isabella, King Ferdinand. Go ahead.
It says,
and they the ones who basically gave him the authority, if you will, to go on the voyage, man. Go ahead.
It says, and when he cometh, he must continue a short space. Great Britain.
Yes. Right, because when you look at the empire as a whole, it didn't rule that long. It was only there for like a brief moment. Why? Because the prophecy had to come into fruition about America spawning from that empire. So the Lord pretty much shortened the Great Britain or the Britain Empire, so the American can pretty much come into fruition, and they can have this rule.
Yep.
It says 11, and the beast that was and is not yet, the beast that was and is not, even he is the 8th, and is of the 7, because America is the 8th.
Yeah. That's what I meant, Slocky.
And is of the 7 and go up into perdition.
Yep. It says is and is not. Read that part again.
Revelation 17:11, and the beast that was and is not.
Yeah, because he's in the vision. He was, and that is not because America wasn't even on the scene yet. America was just a figment of my imagination. You know what I'm saying?
It says, and the beast that was and is not, even he is the 8th. It is of the 7 and goeth into perdition.
Yeah, so the reason why I had this brother bring out a precept, because I quoted the book of Jeremiah with thy mother being ashamed that buried you, roughly paraphrasing, man. All right, because the thing about it, these other nations, they had like morals, and they still got morals and a little bit of integrity. America it's just a fucking melting pot. Anything fucking goes as a free for all. It's a fucking
wow, child.
It's Pleasure Island in Pinocchio. It's just motherfucking anything goes, man.
You got a perfect name.
No, right. It's confused. Yeah, Babel is a compound word. Babylon goes back to the Hebrew word Babal or Babel, right? Which means confused, and line means land. So it's a confused land, right? And see, because the type of fucking freakism and the freakazoidism that go on over here in the States, man, that shit don't take place over there in the other countries. Because they still value their Edomite citizens, bro. They fucking like
Right.
they like, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, Ukraine, they don't allow that gay shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right, yeah, just right, and that's just one aspect of it, man. We could mention the alphabet community, but then you could also mention like even with the food industry, man.
Oh hell yeah!
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They own certain shit is banned from European countries, man.
Hell yeah!
They got the same motherfucking shit, but the ingredients is completely different.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got a motherfucking Burger King. I forget, somebody was talking about how they got the Burger King. They got just fresh shit.
Yeah.
All type of fresh shit, bro. Real burgers and everything in a Burger King in a fucking European country. But over here, they got fucking McDonald's and Burger Kings with these burgers. You leave them bitches out for 3 years.
Yeah.
They gonna have no more.
Yeah.
I remember living in the world. My basketball coach, he played overseas. He really said that. He was playing overseas. He's like, bro, the McDonald's, all the fast food was actually real food. He said it could taste completely different than the show here in America.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah, this chick was in my wife class for her job years ago. Said that shit. She was mad. She's like, "Why the hell is everything so crazy? Like,
Right.
the food is fucking me up." And she was like, "I don't even. This is not the same. That ketchup is different than the ketchup I eat in Europe. I think she was from Europe or some shit.
Yeah, even it was like a video, like a short video on social media. They were showing like even the ingredient here in America, like in the 80s and shit.
Yeah.
You go back to the 80s and shit, like they were showing the ingredients like from like a Gatorade. They have like Gatorade from the 80s, and they showed the ingredients of the label back then of the actual Gatorade bottle, and then they compare it to nowadays. It was literally like 3 ingredients. It was like water, sugar, lemon, and it was like one more ingredient, all natural. And now you look at the label now, it's all type of shit. You know what I'm saying?
I got a salad yesterday. I was like, the spirit just had me flip that bitch over, bro. It was a list of shit that was in this salad, like this big. I said, it's just a salad. It got onions and tomatoes and kale.
Yeah, even off of one, even something as simple as chips. Like you look at like Lay's chips, like it's just supposed to be a potato, salt, and that's it. Cause if brothers ever worked in the kitchen, I cooked in the kitchen before. Twice I worked in the kitchen. I made handmade potato, hand cut potato chips. Yeah, it's simple, bro. You cut little thin ass pieces and put some salt. You know what I'm saying? Cook it,
or you can bake it or air fry.
Yeah, bro.
Jake invented that.
That's why you got something on this kettle chip. You got something?
I got that preset you quoted.
Oh,
This is Jeremiah 15 verse 12. It says, "Your mother shall be sore confounded. She that bare you shall be ashamed.
Yeah.
Behold, the hindermost of the nations shall be a wilderness, a dry land in the desert." Right. It says your mother shall be sore confounded. It's talking about, like the said, it's talking about the Great Britain appearing to be a mother of America, man. Yeah. It says shall be ashamed and confounded, man.
Yeah.
Right? Because of the way that America carries itself. Like what it said, simple things like the food Bro just mentioned and everything like that is completely degenerate, man.
And then even like dealing with it's so many things that we could mention.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Just like the porn industry.
For
example, it's a litany of things that we could mention, man.
It says, you read the NLT, it says the latter part says, "You will become the least of the nations, a wilderness, a dry and a desolate land." All right, why? Because the Lord going to ultimately have all other nations, including your own allies, shoot thermonuclear missiles upon you, man.
I got it right here. Jumping down, going back to Revelation 17 and 16. "And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore." Right? And it's going to explain who the whore is, but we know the whore is America.
Yeah, and the 10 horns, they represent like NATO.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It says, "And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate without inhabitant."
Really, I said EU. Really.
Well, wait, NATO,
yeah,
because they said the beast, so it meant
the beast is the horns. The beast is NATO. And
right.
The 10 horns is the EU.
Right, NATO being the military, EU being the political, economic part of it. It says, "These shall hate the whore and shall make her desolate without inhabitant and naked," right? Shame. and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. That's the missiles we just reading about.
And another way these nations is gonna make America naked because ain't shit gonna be getting imported here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's not gonna be no more influx of resources, like how I say in Revelation 18, with the cinnamon and the frankincense and the scarlet and the purple and all these different things. A lot of people come to America to basically fulfill the desires of their flesh. See, it's gonna come upon a time where you no longer can come here to do that because all of the bread and circus is gonna be gone.
Yeah, it's called the land of opportunity.
I was asking Cole points from like literally that's like in the ancient war. That's the first things you do in war. You do a siege. Cut their resource supplies off. America, they're in a position right now, like I said, where everything's fucking imported, man. Then they go down to them docks. That's why it was such a big deal with them dock workers doing strikes and shit. Okay, everything's imported on big ass cargo ships. So guess what? When World War III starts coming to pass and everything, and not even the build up to it, like we see everybody putting tariffs and sanctions and stuff. People gonna stop importing exporting stuff to America. They ain't gonna get their supplies and stuff they need, man.
That's like the beginning of sorrow. That's when woe and motherfucking adversity, affliction. Right. That's what SHTF scenario. When the motherfucker the wheel stop, because you had that shit too with the truckers in Canada. They blocked the fucking bridge. It was a brick no motherfucking thing, bro. When that shit hit and it stick, bro, is up, bro.
Yeah, because that's how this place was built. It was built off the trading and commerce of these different nations involved. That's how this place was built. So if you take that away, it's by default. You're gonna have a influx of chaos, on all levels,
Real quick, since y'all said that, get on Ezekiel 28:5.
Okay.
Ezekiel 28:5. Somebody get gold and blue letter, look at traffic.
It's Isaiah. That's like Ezekiel chapter 28, verse 5. By thy great wisdom and by thy traffic hast thou increased thy riches, and thine heart is lifted up because of thine riches.
Right. This is the Heavenly Father comparing Esau unto basically Hiram. Because Hiram was the king of Tyre, all right, and they was known for their resources, man. Basically, when you read Isaiah 23 and 9, I believe. But keep going on that.
Real quick.
Go ahead.
It says, put Google search. It says, I looked up what country has the most imports. It says the United States is the world's largest importer of goods and services. It says in 2022, the U.S. imported 3.2 trillion worth of goods and 680.3 billion worth of services. It says the U.S. imported goods from over 200 countries, territories, and regional associations. It says in 2022, China was the top supplier of goods to the U.S. So again, if you have a war scenario where they're going to war with Russia and China, well, guess what? China's going to cut them off. Well, all these trillions of goods you need, no, you can't get that no more. So immediately the citizens are going to immediately feel that. And then because in times of war, you put the certain goods and certain funding for certain civilian stuff, you put that towards military, so it's going to be even worse.
And just like you call
because war is a racket.
And
then in a time of war, when you read that letter from General Smedley Butler, that's the author's name, and he was like a general in the United States Marine. And you read that letter, he was basically going into about how in war, that's why you had shit like what you call that? Like it was different dishes that was invented during the time of war. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll give you one example, like onion soup. The reason why onion soup became so prominent during the war, because all the other food, it was getting sourced to the soldiers. And the motherfucking civilians, they just had to eat onion soup and bread. That's all y'all get. Because in this society, niggas eat like kings. I always say that because they constantly consuming meat. They eat fucking king crab. They eat motherfucking octopus and they eat alligators. Man, we ain't gonna name them lawful shit. They eat alligators. They eat bear paw soup. You know what I'm saying? These motherfuckers just eat. They eat. This nigga cooked the motherfucking python. These niggas, Shark fin. That's what these niggas is eating shit like that, man. So, bro.
And Jake Oz, that's considered exquisite.
Yeah. So I say that to say this, bro. When this roar starts to ramp up, meaning when America troops really start to get involved in that shit, that's when you go start seeing shit depleting from the shelves or your local grocery stores. And then you're gonna have something as a result, you're gonna have something known as a food desert.
Yep.
Niggas ain't gonna have no grocery store to go, ain't gonna be no grocery store. It's gonna be one grocery store in a certain radius in that 15-minute city.
That's already happening.
Yeah, food rations, right? You know, protein bars.
Program.
Yeah, 23-hour lockdown.
Yeah.
How you niggas playing basketball? The Pelicans I was just watching that shit.
God, Ezekiel chapter 28, verse 6. Therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, because thou hast set thine heart as the heart of Yahweh.
Yeah.
Behold, therefore will I bring strangers upon thee.
Now go to the part with the traffic.
Yeah, because the traffic,
verse 5.
Yeah, verse 5, go to verse 5.
Read it back. Or we say verse 5. But thy great wisdom and by thy great traffic.
Go ahead, you read it.
Yeah, the word traffic right there in the Blue Letter Bible is H7404. It's gonna say Wakala, right? And it reads, it says merchandise, traffic, trade.
Merchandise, traffic, trade. We are in a trade war, man. All right, and these are what prominent people or countries that we benefit from, like Mexico, Canada. Those, oh my goodness, man! Like, and this guy Trump, he's fucking it up, man. Basically, he's fucking it up, man. All right, now finish it up.
It says, and thy heart is lifted up because of thy riches.
Right, that heart's lifted up because of riches. Now Trump, he talking major shit. Oh, we don't need Canada. We don't need Mexico. This dude talking big shit. You gotta love this guy Trump, man. Okay, you gotta love this guy Trump. He talking big shit. We don't need them, man. He ain't even the person. Listen, man, I'm gonna make you a 51 country. Like, why you out there coming against us? You gonna be Puerto Rico?
I can add to it too, because you went into the word traffic, and that's the whole reason for transportation as a whole. That's the whole reason why you have airplanes, trains, buses, and cars.
That's right.
It's because boats. All of those things is used for what? To make money.
That's right.
You know, people, civilians have cars to do what? To get back and forth to work and make money. That's a corporation. So, that's why, in America, you got New York. New York is known for having a lot of traffic. Why? Because New York is known for a lot of business. You got Wall Street down there. That's a place of revenue. That's the Big Apple.
Hold on.
So
I got you. I got you. All right. That's why the Lord compared this place to Tyre. Because when you read the history about Tyre, it was a merchant city where they distribute goods, man.
Yep.
And they was in the middle of all the back in the ancient countries. They was like the way they was located off the coast of Palestine.
Mm-hmm.
All right, is located off that coast, and like where the sea was at, it was like in the middle of it and whatnot. And they was able to distribute them goods like easy, man.
Yeah.
Okay, that's why America is compared to this place, because the goods get distributed, you know what I'm saying, from these different countries, man. Okay, it's we were import country, all right? And that's the same with Tyre. That's why the Lord compared the place the same way. All right, y'all got it though.
Oh, I had a precept. So what you
Yeah, because commerce, that's what the word
Commerce,
is.
nigga.
Yeah,
Like,
all right. That's what because you got something known as commercial vehicles, and then you got something known as like regular private vehicles. I think that's the other one. You got commercial vehicles, you got private vehicles. All right. 17. Yeah, Ezekiel 17, right? Because like the brother Shamari was going into, when you're on traffic, you making money or you spending money.
right.
That's even you mentioned that baby boy scene, bro. That's a spiritual scene.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? Because once you figure that out, you figured out America. Once you figure it's all about buying and selling, capitalism.
Yeah.
That's when that nigga Jody figured it out. P a little slow. He rolled in the short, but you can tell that nigga P rolled in the short, but that nigga Jody I figured this shit out, P.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You gonna be a buyer or a seller.
Yeah.
That's another thing. What you doing when you in traffic commerce? You either going to buy some, or you selling some. That's what that is. You know what I'm saying?
That's
like
why
you got something known as drug trafficking. You know what I'm saying? They either going to buy some drugs or niggas willing to sell some drugs. For an example, man. You know? So and it's the same thing with merchandise. Produce, food, fruits, vegetables, clothing, shoes, cars, whatever is on the roads, man. Huh? People too.
Right.
Yeah,
Human
people
trafficking.
too. For sure. Yeah, people too. You know, so that's what that commerce is, man. You know what I'm saying? It's people buying and selling. You know?
This is just something real quick for what you haven't grabbed. This is Ezekiel chapter 17, and I'm gonna start at verse 4. It says, he cropped off the top of his young twigs and carried it into the land of traffic.
Yeah, that's the spirit, because the top of the crop twigs is a portion of the Israelites.
Mm-hmm.
For particular Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. You know what I'm saying? They brought them over here. That's what we're talking about. And took them into a city of traffic. When you go into the word traffic right there, you go into the word Canaan, which is like a low land. And they go into a merchant city, trader city, like the brother Kamathi was just mentioning, man.
Esau got rich off human trafficking of the Israelites. Starting first and foremost, Jake, built this place. Every kingdom Esau has thrived. Jake was under captivity. Every kingdom that every heathen has thrived, Jake was under their captivity. Think about the Egyptian captivity. Egypt thrived because we were under their dominion, man. The Assyrian, Babylonian, Neo-Babylonian, Medo-Persian, Greek, Roman, and to today, it's because the Israelites are in their possession, man.
And I'm gonna say this too, and we made these kingdoms a superpower, man. I don't give a fuck what Esau say, man. We made you kingdoms a superpower. Think of how much Jake be doing with as far as marketing and clothing and all shit like that on products. The Old Spice nigga. You know what I'm saying? This nigga be
State Farm with the dude Jake from State Farm.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Him being the face of the brand. Poster child, yep. Now I mentioned it on numerous occasions how Michael Jordan, he saved Nike, the company Nike.
Wesley Snipes.
Wesley Snipes saved Marvel. How Magic Johnson, he saved the Los Angeles Lakers from going bankrupt and going out of business. Magic Johnson did, man. He saved that fucking, and that's just to name a few. We can name plenty of other ones, man.
Yeah. And that's going to say about how they made their fortune. They really exploit Jake in every way possible. Like I said, that's just in the modern society now. We're even talking about how they got the forcing Israel to do the hard labor in the beginning to even get the capital.
Yes.
That's what it is. You're going to start a business, whatever. You got something known as capital. You got upfront costs to be able to start the business. That's how he got it through slavery. Yeah. All right. And having Jake, not just mine cotton, okay, but just anything, tobacco, all the different, any resource you needed, they was able to sell it, man. Yeah. That's how you got to start.
I wanted to finish that scripture real quick.
Yeah. This is back in Ezekiel chapter 17.
Yeah, and that's why you got Jake, you got something known as an endorsement. Mm-hmm. So they'll pay Jake to endorse this brand or this company, just like P. Diddy with Ciroc.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? They paid the nigga to endorse it, to market it to his people, because they know that our people spend the most money per capita, man. Mm-hmm. All right? They know that shit.
And we used to got that natural charisma.
Yeah.
That people
people gravitate to.
We the most influential people on planet Earth. All the nations is Esau. He keep trying to demonize us against the other nations, because when Jake go in other countries, they see how much other nations they really fuck with us, man. You know what I'm saying? As far as like our ability and shit like that, like damn, hold up, they ain't what they said. America said they was on the TVs. These people are actually like they cool. They very cool. Like the Japanese and all shit like they be like,
Yeah,
damn,
we godly, bro.
they look at us as gods, man. They literally, man.
You know, I was going because this go perfect with it was a dude. He had brought out some facts about. We had brought it out online before, but Shamari was talking about it online. But it was the dude that brought out the facts about Ford. I think dealing with the company Ford because it was at one point. It was called what happened to history? Not the recession, but
The Great Depression.
the Great Depression. It was during the Great Depression, and it was like it was only called the Great Depression because Esau was in poverty or Esau was feeling it. That's why they called it the Great Depression. But Ford, they said Ford was basically saved because of Jake. They wanted.
You sure you're not talking about
Cadillac, all of them. Basically,
Yeah, Buick, everything, all those fucking companies.
They wasn't selling to Jake at first.
Because exactly. Then they started to target our people because they knew that it was money to be made. You know what I'm saying? Edomites don't buy shit like we do, bro.
And that goes into the verse 4, which you're going into about the traffic, because it deals with the registration that comes from the car, the vehicles, and then it comes with the corp. You got the corporation. It's three of them. It's the traffic. The driving car, the registration, the personal, the own business, and the corporate. The body of it's a part of the body of people. You know, it deals with the people, mainly Israel, but you know what I'm saying, that's what makes up the traffic, the commerce. And
well, the word traffic it also just means business. That's what it is, because that's what it is. It's business here as usual. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like real talk. That's how the saying go. Business as usual, man. All right, and that's how it is in the city of traffic, man. This place. It's business always being conducted. This place. Because you had one point in time where they used to observe the Sabbath. When you had the new laws. You know what I'm saying? The Apostle Tahari always mentioned that to bring out their history because they elder men. They lived through that shit. They witnessed that shit, man. You know, and now niggas, you got down shit 24/7. Them niggas ain't closing. This shit is open 24/7. This bitch is not closing. They call New York the city that never sleeps, bro. You know why they never sleep? Because business is always being conducted out that motherfucker, man. So that's just America in the whole, man. You know, especially like the major cities. You know, like Los Angeles, New York, Texas, different cities. You know, because other rural areas, you know, it's usually like that in the metropolitan city. In the rural areas, shit closed. Ain't nothing going on. You know what I'm saying? So. In different metropolitan cities, Chicago, you know, Atlanta, you know what I'm saying? Miami, bro, you know.
Oh, too, the whole thing about the SUV. Jake made the SUV popular. Because because like before time it was just they was using that shit when they go hiking and all shit like that. Then I saw how the entertainers, like the rappers, the athletes. Our people, man, we influence the fucking world, man. So how the fuck these fucking rap bastards could be the whole people of God, man? You it's nothing special about you, dude. Right. There's nothing special about you, man. People don't give a fuck about Mark Zuckerberg. You know what I'm saying? If he go to other countries and he's presenting new idea. No, people give a fuck about LeBron James brings ass over there. Michael Jackson, Future. You know what I'm saying? Floyd Mayweather, Drake. We are known amongst the motherfuckers, man. They like, God damn, these niggas coming to town. They shutting the whole city down, man. Nobody give a fuck about you.
Mark Zuckerberg, nobody coming out to see.
These are billionaires, by the way. Nobody gives a fuck about that guy.
Jeff Bezos.
Elon Musk. Fuck them. They don't give a fuck about them. When our people come into them other countries, they shut the shit down, man.
Jake stimulate the mind.
Man.
And that's weird because I remember one sister, she had that dream about we went to the other countries and they were happy as fuck.
I saw that.
The heathens and shit like the Moabites, I think she was saying they was over there in China somewhere. And every time motherfucker was happy, whether we was coming with judgment or whether we was coming to blessing. They was happy as fuck. You know what I'm saying? So that's how it is. Keep reading that scripture.
We
about to wrap up.
Ezekiel chapter 17, verse 6. And it grew and became a
spread. Verse 4 again.
All right, I'll start at verse 4. He cropped off the top of his young twigs and carried it into a land of traffic.
Yeah, we went into that. The word crop means to cut. So scripture mentioned in Ezekiel the 37th chapter how we are cut off of our parts. Meaning what? The Israelites is separated, man. All right, you got Benjamin and you got Simeon and Levi on one island. You got Ephraim on an island. You know, you got Issachar down in Mexico. You know, Panama, the Northern Kingdom, Panama, Guatemala, Brazil, Uruguay, so on and so forth, man. And then the Negroes primarily in America. We all of our parts. We separated, man. Go ahead.
It says, verse 5. Oh, Salakia. It says, he said it in the city of merchants.
Yeah, this place. You mentioned Revelation 18 chapter. Because that's where it's mentioned at the merchants.
Verse 5, he took also of the seed of the land and planted it in a fruitful field. He placed it by great waters and set it as a willow tree. Right? Because when the Israelites were brought here, and that's what the next verse is going to go into, that we multiply here, man.
Yeah.
You know, the scriptures talk about what's that, Zechariah, how we was brought here and we were
Nourished, right?
so like we were nourished. That's in Revelation. That's the Revelation, how we were brought here and nourished for a time and for times. You know, Revelation 12 chapter. So this is the place where we would come serve captivity and we would grow. We would have sons and daughters and the generation would grow here.
Yeah, and at first,
Yeah, he said he took also the seed of the land. That's equivalent to Israel.
Right.
You know, to the Israelites, man. I mean, the seed is equivalent to the Israel, and the land is Israel.
Yeah.
And planting it in a fruitful field. The fruitful field is America. That's this place.
It was first Rome. It started in Rome first, and then it branched off to America. That fruitful field.
Okay, because America at one time it was a fruitful place, and it still is to this day. You know what I'm saying? Like it was literally a fruitful place, meaning, you know, this land yielded a lot of, you know, like precious things, man.
That's why Solomon.
Food, food, you know, gold, resources, oil. You know what I'm saying? Abundantly, and it still does to this day. You know, to this day, Esau, they just what you call it, what it keeps them to themselves. Hoarders, for lack of a better term. They like to hoard shit to themselves. But go ahead.
You want me to keep going?
Well, that was it. That was
pretty much
the point right there. Did y'all got something?
I was going to finish this Revelation 17 out.
All right.
Revelation, I'll bring 16 back. Revelation 17 and 16. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. Like we said, those were missiles. For the Most High have put in their hearts to fulfill his will, and to agree, and give their kingdom unto the beast, until the words of the Most High shall be fulfilled. And the woman which thou sawest is the great city, is that great city which reigneth over the kings of the earth. Let you know that America once dominated the whole world, and now you got articles coming out saying that America is not the power it once was, and this and that. You know, that's what the whole campaign about Make America Great Again is about. Trump got tariffs on these different countries dealing with these different sanctions and stuff because he said that we need to make everything in-house, American made. You know what I'm saying? But that's not what got America great. You know, making things within the body itself. They branched out and allowed different nations to, you know, be in bed with it and to spread itself, and they, you know what I'm saying, present it a way they can benefit. So that's
one of the things that made America great is like, you know, cotton.
Ooh,
you know what I'm saying? Like cotton.
Yeah. That was like a major one, wasn't it?
Cotton. Yeah, cotton. Because I forget the main ones. Is like
it's cotton, sugar cane,
tobacco, right?
Tobacco is another one.
Yeah, it's multiple, and then also too, like the different inventions that came out of America. You know what I'm saying? As well. You know. But that's it. Hey, so, you know, with that, we praise for edifying. I want to give our glory, honor, and praises to the that want to see the apostle Elder Great Millstone. We're well, Shalom, Salah, Bakia, Kom, Yashala,
Let's go.